Hi everyone, welcome to the very first summer reading at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. We're here today in front of the wolf exhibit because we'll be reading a book called The Eyes of Gray Wolf by Jonathan London and illustrated by John Van Zyl. But first I want to give a big thank you to Tidal Wave Books in Anchorage for their donation of books for our summer reading program. Thanks Tidal Wave. We do have some live people in front of us today, so everyone, you're welcome to join us. I'll be panning the book around so everybody can see. So with that, here we go. The Eyes of Gray Wolf. As the full moon rises in the winter sky, Gray Wolf goes hunting. He is restless. He has lost his mate to a man's steel trap. The northern night is cold and still. Gray Wolf floats over the snow, drifting through the woods, flowing like water. He pauses only to inspect a scent mark or to claim his territory with his own scent. He paws among rocks where a year ago he had hidden some meat, raided long since by eagles, weasels, or wolverines. Gray Wolf leaps a frozen creek and climbs along the spine of a low ridge. At the top, he closes his eyes, throws back his head, and howls. A wild, untamed music. It seems to bounce off the moon, echoing from the mountains and filling the gullies and valleys. See him howling? Nose into the wind, he returns to the hunt. In a bright forest clearing, he flushes a snowshoe hare. Shadows bound across the sparkling snow. Hare is no match for Gray Wolf. But Gray Wolf comes to a halt, letting Hare flee. He sniffs the crisp night air, sensing danger. The fur on his neck stands up. There in the shadows, he sees a wolf pack. Poised, absolutely still, Gray Wolf stands alone and stares. His eyes burn like steady flames. The leader of the pack stares back. We have a raven joining us. Their eyes lock. The moon burns a hole in the night. You see the two wolves? Suddenly, a young white wolf, brilliant as the moonlight, steps out from the pack. And the pack, still as stone, watches as Gray Wolf and White Wolf circle each other. Even the trees seem to hold their breath. At the edge of the meadow, they begin at the exact same moment to wag their tails and lope off across the snow, their heads held high. We are getting competition from these ravens. The trees breathe as the two wolves rise into the hills. See the two wolves? They're leaving together. When they curl up together, White Wolf buries her nose beneath her bushy tail and goes to sleep, but Gray Wolf's eyes remain open. It has been a long night. The moon has crossed the sky. As it sinks in the west, the eyes of Gray Wolf become twin moons. In the spring, the two wolves will start a new pack of their own. And that's the end of that book. This last page shows you the both colors together of where wolves were in 1700s, and just the red is where they are today. So they don't live as many places as they used to. They stay in the cold areas. So that was our story, The Eyes of Gray Wolf, and we have one other book today, and this is a really fun book about lots of Alaska animals, and it's called Lucky Hares and Itchy Bears by He's quite a bright invertebrate, not dangerous though armed. Imagine being hugged by first those tentacles, then these. 8 rubbery arms around your waist to give you such a squeeze. His suction cups get puckered and clamp upon your skin. And when you try to peel him off, oh, where do you begin? Sea otter. Imagine munching urchins while floating on your back and smashing clams upon your chest. It's wham and then crack. For otter, it's not awkward to snack or snooze afloat. He bobs upon the ocean waves just like a furry boat. And just like boats have anchors to stay right where they are, otter wraps himself in kelp to keep from drifting far. Eagle. Smaller birds weave cups of grass entwined with spider thread, but eagles build humongous nests with big old sticks instead. They need such massive structures to hold their giant twins, who hunker in the woodsy crib like feathered bowling pins. 'Cause eagle babies get big, don't they? Flying squirrel. Jump, whee! She glides toward the ground. In flying squirrel style, she makes not a sound. Then over the floor of the forest she skitters, keeping an eye out for other night critters. Hiding from owl to avoid any scuffle, she snuffles around in the ground for a truffle. By dawn, yawning squirrel knows it's time for a rest, so she scampers on back to her cozy twig nest. Snowshoe hare. Oh my gosh, I've got to run. Lynx is here to spoil the fun. My feet are built to tread the snow, but so are hers, you ought to know. Oh no, she's gaining a spurt of speed. Am I to be her bunny feed? Zigzag dash, I'm past her. Today my furry feet are faster. I never ever want to lose my lucky little running shoes. See the snowshoe hare, and that's Lynx's feet. Lynx got awfully close. Moose. You know it's not polite to stare. Still, moose can give you pause. Those skinny legs, those droopy ears, how does he blow that schnoz? But with his legs he's happy, with his nose content. Moose can walk forever and smell the smallest scent. He can wade in water above his knobby knees, and if a leaf gets up his snoot, watch out, he's gonna sneeze. Humpback whale. A humpback leaps at any chance to prove you don't need feet to dance, lunging with dramatic flair, flinging clear into the air. His flippers flap like whaley wings, or like a maestro's motionings. Then spoosh, he dives without a trace. The ocean seems a quiet place. Bear. Discovering the tracks of bear can bring on quite a little scare. You hope you don't, you hope you do see a bear ahead of you. If you're careful, if you wish, you'll find your brown bears eating fish, or scratching up and down against a tree, itching bear behinds with glee. Our bears scratch. You can see them. Salmon. When you spy a salmon swimming hard upstream, she's seen more sights and had more frights than you could ever dream. She moved from stream to ocean when she was just a kid. She's had to outrun orcas. She's dined on squiggly squid. Now with the school of siblings all fighting to get home, she shimmies past a fishing bear and leaps through falls and foam. Nose straight into the current, she finds the place she knows. Where she was born, she lays her eggs, and on the story goes. Did you know salmon go back to the same stream where they hatched? I know, I do too. Frog. Froggy boy, I have to ask ya, what you doing in Alaska? How do you survive the chill? A heat lamp, or perhaps a pill? Oh, snowy blanket tucks you in from froggy feet to froggy chin. And so you're quite content to doze while all the world around is froze. When spring days come, you groggy frogs crawl out from under soggy bogs. It's time to wake from winter's sleep. A ribbit croak, a reap, reap, reap. Did you know we had frogs in Alaska? We have frogs in Alaska. I think they sleep most of the time. Walrus. I wouldn't kiss a walrus at any time or place, for such a smooch could suck the nose right off my little face. You see, the walrus eating style, which seems to work quite well, puts tongue and lips to work to vacuum seafood from the shell. Upside down they feel around for food with whiskered muzzle, nosing clams out of the sand, giving crabs a nuzzle. Tusks are used for other tasks, but if I may be honest, if I had teeth like those, I'd call my brother's orthodontist. Raven. Oh, now where's Raven? Now we have a poem about Raven. Whoosh, wind flows over Raven's wings, then he flaps with feathered grace. This shiny trickster flies for fun, not just to get someplace. He kulks quite conversationally while swooping to and fro. I listen up in case he crooks a word that I might know. In stories ravens used to talk, I'm thinking they still do. Just listen to this bird rave on about his bird's eye view. Caribou. Yoo-hoo, caribou, where are you going now? Is migration like vacation? Excuse me, Mrs. Cow. Spend the summer over here, the winter over there. Have your baby somewhere else, then migrate off elsewhere. You give your tiny calf about an hour to get ready, but just in time to move again, that baby's walking steady. Your little girl is lucky to be born a caribou, for unlike female deer or moose, she will grow antlers too. Did you know that? That caribou's the only animal where the female also gets antlers. I know. Wolf. Nose licking, tails wagging, paws pawing ears. It's family reunion when Big Wolf appears. Now father and mother and pups in a pack set off together to sniff, breeze, and track. Pausing a moment in milky moonlight, they wonder who else is out hunting tonight. How ooh, they sing out, then let silence fall to listen for neighbors returning the call. We've got wolves right behind us. Oh, here's our last one, Dragonfly. Mosquito never had a chance when Dragonfly asked, shall we dance? She waltzed Mosquito north and south. He jitterbugged into her mouth. Gotcha, grinned sly Dragonfly, hovering lightly in the sky. Then with a thrum, she sped away. Who else would like to dance today? Did you know that the mosquito is the official state insect of Alaska? And it was voted on by school children, just the right purpose to select the official state insect. Well, that wraps up our summer reading today. Thanks, everyone, and we'll be back next Monday.